Hi, I'm Dr. Elisa Lottor, and I'm a nutritionist and a homeopath, and I've been practicing in Southern California for the last 30 years. And I've written a book called The Regeneration Plan, a new paradigm in healing. And I have someone who's interviewing me today, and I hope to answer some of your questions about this book.
Okay, so your last book, Female and Forgetful, was published 10 years ago. What made you decide to write another book?
Actually, I didn't decide to write another book, but the book decided to write me. After my mother passed away, the idea of a book on regeneration came to me and would not leave. I would get up 4 o'clock in the morning and write.
So why did you pick the topic of regeneration?
I think the whole idea of anti-aging is unrealistic because everybody and everything truly ages. However, there has been some proof on regeneration, specifically with the material that's being done on stem cells.
Over the last 30 years of practicing, how have your patients changed?
I have seen much more serious health problems. When I first started practicing 30 years ago, there was no such thing as fibromyalgia. I never saw MS. I never saw polymyalgia or cancer.
As practicing doctor, how do you see the area of healthcare evolving?
I see healthcare evolving in a better way. I think that we have a failed medical system, in my opinion. We're really treating symptoms and not the cause. It's like treating the smoke and not the fire. And I think a lot of doctors know this. They don't know where to turn. I hope my book will be an eye-opener for them as well.
Can you give me some examples of more fascinating things that are in your book?
A particular example, I think one that you probably won't forget, is I had a patient, I read about a patient who had his finger cut off, the edge of his finger, including his nail and the bone, and he called up his doctor. His brother was a doctor, and his brother said, I will send you a white powder. When you get this powder, rub it on your finger, and your finger will grow back. This is quite miraculous. He did that. When he got the powder, he rubbed it on his finger, and sure enough, in several months, not only did the bone grow back, but the skin and the nail regenerated. Now, you probably want to know what was in that powder. Well, that powder was actually made from ground up pig's bladder. And this man who sent the powder now has a business growing new bladders for people who have bladder cancer. So this kind of thing people need to know about.
In terms of case histories of your patients, who have followed the regeneration plan?
Could you repeat that question again?
Sure. In terms of case histories of your patients, who have followed the regeneration plan?
Okay, a lot of my patients have followed the regeneration plan. I've had patients who came in with the idea of getting a new knee or a new hip because it was bone-on-bone arthritis, and I introduced them to the concept of hyaluronic acid. Some people got injections, some people had taken the pills, and they never had the surgery.
So let me ask you, so why are you trying to raise $8,000 for the book?
Oh, well, actually, I'm a researcher and practitioner. I'm not a professional writer, and this is a very inexpensive amount to hire someone to write my book.
Why are you so passionate about getting this book published?
I'm really passionate about getting this book published because I see more aging baby boomers who are accumulating chronic health care problems and really don't know where to turn. They notice their memory is going, they notice that they can't seem to lose weight, they notice that they have arthritis, and my book offers alternatives to all these things.
Wow, wonderful. So who do you think would most benefit from the information in this book?
I think anyone who is looking for a solution to a problem that has not been given to them by their doctors and want to take their health essentially in their own hands. Because in reality, we are really responsible for our health, not anyone else.
Exactly.
What people really need is information, and this book will give them that information.
Well, what is the message that you want people to walk away with?
I want people to walk away with the message that number one is our health, we are the only one who is really responsible for our health. And number two is the body has a quite miraculous ability to regenerate. You know, if you cut your finger, your finger starts to heal. And so do other organs. And I want to give readers the latest findings in regenerative medicine and what I have found in my practice that's worked over 30 years.
Wonderful. So how can your book impact the world?
I think my book could impact the world because people will start taking more responsibility. They'll know that they have a solution, a natural solution with no side effects to heart disease, to hepatitis, to arthritis, to inflammation. These kinds of things have natural solutions without side effects.
Wonderful. Last question, Elisa. How can people help you?
People can help me by telling their friends and also by making a contribution, whatever you can afford, towards the goal of this book.